Hello, I'm Straz and welcome to Amateur Hour. Today we're looking at a fantastic game between two cheer league teams, Squirtle Squad and MadCast on Cursed Hollow. Unlike a lot of games on Amateur Hour, today I won't be focusing on the team fights as much as what happens before, during, and after them. On our first pause here, I want to talk about this game so far. As you can see, it's a very even game. Both teams are on the same talent tier, both have about the same number of kills, and while Squirtle Squad in red has a 1 fort advantage, their 1 fort has just a sliver of health left. With all of that said, Squirtle Squad does have a tribute advantage, which they're going to try and take advantage of very shortly. Now, this team fight really isn't about the individual performance of any one player. You're going to see the red team jump on Diablo here and do a ton of damage to him, even managing to bring him down. But they're going to do this at the sacrifice of their Karazim. With no healer versus Morales, who has just so much sustainability, they're going to fall one by one. Yet while it looks like Squirtle Squad has thoroughly lost this team fight, during this entire engagement, Kael'thas was busy collecting the last tribute, which managed to curse the blue team. MadCast, the blue team, is going to finish off this Murden here and let the Kael'thas go, as he's basically completely home free at this point. When they finally do take down this Murden, it's going to bring up a pretty big advantage for their team. Having a 3-1 advantage 20 minutes and 30 seconds into a game is not a small deal. This is a huge advantage, and MadCast needs to do something big with it. They're going to choose to take down this fort here, which I think is a solid call, but their actions after taking the fort down are a huge mistake. Squirtle Squad has done a great job of pushing lanes this entire game. As you can see, with the exception of the top lane, which Kael'thas is currently taking care of, they have minions pushing really far up in both the mid and bottom lanes. This means that when MadCast is desperately trying to take down a keep here, 2 keeps of theirs are being taken down simply by minion waves and the curse on their side of the map. After taking down that previous fort, they needed to back to clear those waves. Instead, by waiting for Diablo to take care of it, he's gotten there too late, and, well, you can see the results. Now at this point in chat, many people were still saying that this was a very close game. In fact, a lot of people are actually saying that Squirtle Squad was going to lose here because they just got destroyed in that last team fight. Now, maps like Towers of Doom are completely dependent on the team fight. Maps like Cursed Hollow are often built on rotations, and basically your choice after you win or lose a team fight. By failing to rotate back to take care and save their keeps, MadCast here has essentially thrown the game big time. Now you see Squirtle Squad taking the boss here, and this is a fantastic move. Squirtle Squad has enough vision around the map to know that MadCast wasn't anywhere near them, and if they were, they could easily back off and not risk dying in a boss pit. On the other hand, because they don't have vision of them, they know exactly what they're doing right now. Because of that, they're going to sniff this out and jump right into a team fight. Despite some rough positioning on that Morales there in that bush, it looks like MadCast is actually going to win this team fight. They blow up Kael'thas so fast that Karazim doesn't even get to Divine Palm him. Likewise, Squirtle Squad here has to use Maul just as an escape. Yet once again, despite losing a player, this is actually a superior play by Squirtle Squad. Their play here wasn't actually winning that boss fight. Even though they lost it, that really wasn't their goal. While it would have been nice for them to do it, and they probably could have ended the game had they gotten that boss, all they really had to do was delay, allowing this boss to take this keep. While it'll be another 5 minutes before the core gets hit, that boss's punishing fist onto that keep is really the play of the game. That's it right there. The game's over right now. No, I know. You're probably sitting at home going, this is Here's the Storm. I've seen this before. There's plenty of time left in this video, anything can happen. But no, I'm reassuring you. Squirtle Squad has won this game. For one, look at all the minion waves. Look how far Squirtle Squad has pushed up every single minion wave on the map. They're all right at the doorstep of MadCast, and they have to spend a lot of time just cleaning things up so nothing can get close to their core. At the same time, Squirtle Squad has all 3 of their keeps up, meaning that you can't threaten their core. The best chance that MadCast has is by pushing middle, but the only way that they're going to be able to do that is by getting at least 2 kills on Squirtle Squad. This puts Squirtle Squad up at a huge advantage. All they have to do is play careful, and at any point that an engagement doesn't look like it's going to go in their favor, all they have to do is just threaten core. Doesn't matter what's going on in the game. If they start threatening core, then MadCast has to respond to it. Doesn't even matter if they're only threatening core of 2 or 3 people. As long as MadCast doesn't have vision on 5 people, they have to back to save their core. Likewise, the massive amount of vision that they have from Zagara and from all their waves pushing means that Squirtle Squad right now knows that MadCast isn't even trying to go for this tribute. That allows them to play with time. They can take as long as they want to move towards this tribute, and there's nothing that MadCast can do about it. Now you might be saying to yourself, sure, well MadCast could just force a team fight here. They could just do that and win a team fight and then win the game. The thing is, if a team fight doesn't start exactly how Squirtle Squad wants it to start, they can just back off. Losing one person isn't probably going to allow them, MadCast that is, to get back into this game. By just playing cautiously, they take this tribute and they can continue playing a cat and mouse game. MadCast still can't leave their base because minions are pushing it from every single side. Now there's going to be a break in the action here, and I'm going to use this time to just kind of make a few points. If you're watching this far into this video, you probably have two thoughts. The first, if you're in a team or you play in cheerleague or anything like that, you probably have already taken some pretty big takeaways for Cursed Hollow away from this video. You probably realize that Cursed Hollow isn't just about the team fights, it's not just about getting the kills, it's about the rotations, it's about figuring out what lane you need to push, and it's about realizing that you can take structures when you get a curse. That might seem like a weird or obvious thing to say, but too often I see on Cursed Hollow, when teams get a curse or when they're responding to a curse, their action is to try and get a boss or take minion camps. Throughout this game, that hasn't been Squirtle Squad's strategy. Their strategy has been, let's take the structures down. They've only grabbed bosses when there was nothing else that they could safely do in the game. That strategy has paid off big time, and simply taking a safe boss every now and then rather than just panicking and grabbing boss whenever it's up has allowed them to actually use the boss as a tool to take down forts, not just as a lame distraction. Now for individuals, there's another lesson here. Many times throughout this game, the actions of one person are what actually makes the hugest difference. A little while ago, we had an episode on Cursed Hollow where someone just refused to channel the tribute for long enough to pick it up because pressure was coming in on them. Check out the Karazim here. He's in for the kill. He wants that tribute no matter what. The rest of his team isn't trying to actually win this team fight. Sure, they would like to get a kill, but really there's just delaying. And that's given away by the fact that as soon as this tribute is picked up, you can see that Sonya backs off. Kalephos backs off, everyone backs off. They're not interested in getting any kills, they just wanted to pick up that tribute. At the same time, any little second that any of them delay is just more time that minions are going to push closer to the core. And you can see that all the members of MadCast actually have to go back here just to kill these minion waves off. Now one of the things that I always hear people say about Heroes of the Storm is that this isn't a game that individual performance matters, it's all about the team. It's always all about the team. I agree with that for the most part, but I do think that individual players can make a huge difference. And I'm not just talking about big plays, I'm talking about choices that individual players can make. For example, this Sonya. Sonya recognizes that getting this tribute after picking up that mercenary camp is the most important thing. Getting this tribute essentially seals the victory for Squirtle Squad. Now, most players, even in a Hero League situation, would probably say, no, I need to get into this team fight, look at this team fight, I need to be here, this is the most important thing. But really, as long as your team is playing smart and isn't committing too hard, all you have to do here is delay so you can pick up that tribute. Because as soon as you get that, the curse is going to mean you can push from every direction at once, since minions are just pushed up so far in every lane. Now yes, of course, that was probably their strategy. They were talking about that in Discord or whatever while that was going on. You know, Sonya get the tribute, we'll delay here. But in a Hero League game, the same thing could have happened. All it takes is you to say in chat, hey, I'm picking up this tribute, don't die. That's all you have to do, and you're essentially setting your team up to win the game. Now, if they don't listen to you and they die, that's not on you. You did everything you could, don't sweat it. In Heroes of the Storm, you need to be thinking about all the ways that you can win the video game. Don't think about the ways that your team can lose you the game, because that's not how you're going to win. If an opportunity is in front of you to get a huge advantage by just making a play by yourself, take that opportunity and just let your team know what you're doing. If they decide to rage out at you, well, too bad. You were doing the right thing, and that's really all that's important. That's it for Amateur Hour, kind of. There's a lot of strategy going on in this game, a ton of it, and I honestly could talk about this game for a literal hour. Really there's a ton here. I haven't even scratched the surface, and I really want to talk more about this game. So I'm just curious, would you be interested in an hour-long or maybe longer Twitch stream of me just breaking down this match? Please let me know in the comments if that's something you'd be interested in. If there's interest, I'll try to do that and maybe turn it into a weekly thing, like an actual Amateur Hour on our Twitch channel. As always, if you like this video, give us a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. I'm Straz, and I'll see you next week, or maybe a little sooner on Twitch.